Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Zaki. So today our group will present for course MEM MEM561 for assignment 2 EDM process. As we can see in the slide, this is our group member name. First, which is me, Muhammad Zaki bin Abdul Malik. Second, Hazawafi bin Muhammad Nasir. Third, Harisa bin Mansur. And lastly, Muhammad Aziz Syahri Ridwan bin Abdul Aziz. Next slide. Okay, for the introduction, will present by me. So the definition of EDM. From Wikipedia, EDM, which is electrical discharge machining, is a metal manufacturing process to produce desired shape by using electrical discharge, or known as spark. How the process works? During the process, the material is removed by a thermoelectric process that uses two electrodes. First electrode, known as tool electrode, and second electrode can define as workpiece electrode. To succeed the process, tool and workpiece should not making direct contact. In detail, material removal is performed by applying a pulsating on or off high frequency current through the electrode to the workpiece. This removes erode very tiny piece of material from the workpiece at a controlled rate. The electrode and the workpiece are both immersed in a liquid called dielectric fluid. Next slide. Okay, for the advantage of EDM, firstly, can cut any electrically conductive material with any hardness condition. Next, widely used for machining hard and heat-treated workpiece. Besides, can manufacture the complex and intricate design accurately. Moreover, able to process thin and fragile components easily. EDM is crucial to the creation of prototypes and production parts. Next slide, I will pass to Hazal Wafi to continue our presentation.
Hello, my name is Hazal Wafi bin Muhammad Nasir. I will present the working principle of the EDM. First, the working principle of EDM is based on the erosion caused by a repetitive spark on the material. When the process occurs, the workpiece and the tool submerged in the dielectric bath. Workpiece and the tool will connect by electric current. Tool and surface workpiece must be separated by gap to produce spark across the dielectric fluid. So as the concept is, when the power supply supply the current to the electrode, and it's occur an electromagnetic thing between the workpiece and the electrode, introduce the spark. So the spark will increase the temperature and will make the workpiece. And then basic setup of EDM. First, we had power supply, and then the dielectric fluid supply and flushing system. It's important to has a nice dielectric fluid supply. The third, tool and tool holding device. How we want to hold the workpiece, and then workpiece and working holding device. Okay, there is two common EDM type. The first is die sinker and second is wire cut. For the die sinker, dielectric fluid is applied to the both workpiece and the tool, and the workpiece and the tool are separated by a small stem or a gap. Then the power supply will supplied to the electrode, and both the workpiece and electrode were submerged in the fluid, the electric fluid, and occur sparks. So when the sparks were repetitively occur, the metal will remove from the workpiece due to erosion and evaporate iron. Second is wire cut. It's a little bit different than the die sinker because we use wire as the cathode. The wire will discharging the electric current guided down the curve and plane cutting path. This is some visual about die sinker and wire cut. For the die sinker, we can see the electrode and the workpiece. For the wire cut, we supply a feed moving wire cut through the workpiece, and we cut it by the curve and the guided path. So the parameter that we can control during the EDM process, the first is tool feed control. We can control the speed, accuracy. The second is dielectric medium. We can choose a different dielectric medium depending on the material. The third is electrode. Electrode is also had a lot of kind, and also depend on material. The electrode also had multiple shape. The last EDM tool material. The most important about EDM is the material must be a conductor material. Okay, that's for me.
Okay, thank you Azawafi for the explanation of general principle and parameter. Here I will talk about application. Okay, next page. Okay, under EDM process, EDM wire cut, EDM electro discharge machine, there are two process coming out from it. First off is EDM die sinker and wire EDM. For EDM die sinker, tooling for tooling for mechanical process, and example of mechanical process involved in tooling is mold for plastic injection molding, extrusion die, wire drawing, dies, forging, and heading dies, and sheet metal stamping dies. Under production parts, there we have a delicate part not rigid enough to withstand conventional cutting force, hole drilling, where hole exists is at an acute angle to surface, and machining of hard and exotic metal. Under wire ADM is ideal for stamping die components. Since curve is so narrow, it is often possible to fabricate punch and the die in a single cut out of a single metal slab. And other tools and parts which indicate outline shapes such as lathe from tools, extrusion dies, and flat templates. Okay, next slide. Okay, I will also talk about process parameter. Okay. Okay, under EDM process, we will have process parameter and performance measure. Performance measure and process parameter correlate each other. Okay, first we see on process parameter, there we have discharge voltage, peak current, pulse duration, electrode gap, polarity, pulse waveform, dielectric, workpiece rotation, and electrode rotation. All of this is a parameter under the EDM process. Two of it, like Wazawafi said before, wire EDM and EDM densiker. Okay. This parameter will affect the performance of material removal rate, electrode wear rate, and surface quality. If we dig deeper into the manufacturing, engineering, and technology book, we will have many more EDM process, such as micro EDM, powder mix EDM, or die EDM. That's all for me. I will pass to Harisa. Thank you.
Thank you to Ali Sharil for the brief explanation. So my name is Arisa. I will explain about performance of EDM process and limitation of EDM process. Next slide. So for the performance of EDMSS, there are many ways that influence of performance of EDM machine. So for the first influence, the performance is material removal rate. The second is electrode or turbo rate. Third is surface roughness. Fourth is the machining accuracy, and the fifth is total machining time that produced by the EDM machine. Next slide. So there are many limitations and the disadvantages of EDM process. For the first advantages that can we find in EDM machine is limit to metal and conductive metal, because EDM machine only use electrical conductive. So the second limitation is the machine speed is low and need more time to cut the workpiece. And the third is process has electrode loss. There are many type electrode that used in EDM machine like Hazalor Fibrif. And the lastly limitation is the process have a minimum and limited corner radius. So the shape and the geometry that can cut from EDM machine is limited. So next slide. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.